8:30, Ukrainian Special Forces soldiers claim Russian troops are shelling the ruins of Bakhmut with white phosphorus bombs. The chemical munitions are outlawed by the United Nations and considered a war crime if used on inhabited areas. Russia was also accused of using white phosphorus in other battles last year.
As the war in Ukraine stretches into its second year, a new documentary gives viewers a first-hand look at some of the destruction and tells the stories of some of the Ukrainian soldiers and civilians.
Russians are still making the same mistake as the Germans in World War II. They're bombing the civilian cities, civilian infrastructure, civilian houses, killing innocent people. This thing just drives us Ukrainians more mad.
So today, we're going to go to Bakhmut.
There's a drone. Quick, go. That's spotting us right now.
Bernard-Henri Lévy is a French philosopher and filmmaker who spent months embedded with the Ukrainian Special Forces. The documentary Slava Ukraini is a look at what he witnessed on the ground during the first days of the war.
Bernard joins us live in studio now to tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning.
How does your training as a philosopher used in the approach to making a documentary about this?
I'm trained also as a war reporter.
Yeah.
I did that since always. Philosophy on one leg and war report on the other leg.
Do the two come together as you're trying to answer the big questions, though, about this?
I think the two are useful, and the two are necessary to try to think, to reflect, but also to see with your own eyes. And in this war in Ukraine, not the first days, all along the war, since the beginning till today, I wanted to be eyewitness, to show what I saw, to report what I was witness of, and to bring that to American audience.
What did you see that people are not seeing in America and elsewhere?
The first thing which I saw is the huge extent of war crime. You are just reporting this morning about phosphorus bombs.
Yeah.
I saw that all over the country, not the first time. I saw that in Kherson, I saw the traces of that in Liman, in Donbass, in Bakhmut, where I was a few months ago at the beginning of the battle. So I saw war crimes and mass crime on a huge extent, unprecedented since World War II. And number two, what I saw is the incredible bravery, courage of the soldiers. You see them now.
Yeah.
General Syrskyi, General-in-Chief of the Ukrainian forces, and of the average people, the moms, the children, the people who spent month and month in basements. You can become mad, but they came out even more brave. I saw all that.
I think the world thought this was going to be quick. Is it sustainable for Ukraine to keep fighting?
It is not sustainable in a way. You cannot sustain such an extent of shelling. You know, even few days you become mad. Few days under shelling, under heavy shelling. Imagine what it is for a lady to spend weeks under continuous shelling. Imagine what it is for the city of Uman, which is a Jewish saint city, because there is the grave of Rabbi Nachman of Breslau, shelled every day like these last weeks by the Russian bombs. It's not sustainable. And nevertheless, the Ukrainians hold on, hold firm, stand firm and resist. What can I say? What they need is, of course, much more weapons and quicker. We have delivered. President Biden was great. He reacted soon, but it has been too incremental, too progressive. What they need now, what they ask, what they demand to us is massive and immediate weapons.
It's hard to tell what information coming from Russia is true or not. Do you see a lot of their forces on the ground still? Have you seen less of a offensive by then?
I did not see that. What I saw and what I show, what I report in my film, is that each time the Ukrainians decided to launch an offensive, to attack, each time they decided to take the risk of losing people and so on, they won. They have victory since except Mariupol, which was completely destroyed. Since Mariupol, every city they decided to take, they took. Wow. Every offensive they decided to launch, they made it. And the counteroffensive, which is starting now, it's up to us to deliver enough tools so that it is done quickly and saves lives.
Well, you can catch Bernard at a special screening of his film tonight at 7 at the Landmark Century Center. Bernard Henri Levy, thank you for joining us this morning.
Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure. Thank you.